Hey, what's going on, everyone? Dollar came down today into support. We are working with a double top now. So we got a bottom here, got a double top here. We got to take out this reversal bar on the upside, and so far the retracement has closed below the reversal bar. So now we're in the range, but we do have support on the 8, 13, and 34 still. This could be a 3-bar pattern bearish. It's got a reverse, but right now it's in the bullish retracement pattern across the 34, but it has put in a double top, so we'll have to be careful. And it looks like on the 60-minute, it's put in its bearish retracement here, rejected by the 8 here. Let's see. And we got a bearish retracement on the 4-hour. So it crossed down, bearish retrace, got rejected, now it's on its way back. So support on the daily has to hold. And it has plenty of support. So let's see if it can turn around here. For the week, so far it's gotten rejected by the 13 and 8, crossing over 13 and 8, bearish retrace back into resistance and got rejected so far for this week. We're still on a weekly, we're still working with this outside day 2-bar pattern. So keep an eye on it. But so far it is bullish retracement on the daily, but everything else is bearish retracing back into resistance. So let's see how it goes. S&P recovered. It was down most of the day, I do believe. I wasn't watching that closely, but it was down. And then it recovered. I got a 2-bar reversal off support. I got on the hourly chart, I got a falling star confirmed, plus a hammer. A little topsy-turvy thing going on right now on that top pattern. And on a daily close, it looks like a hanging man. So be careful out there. Dow Jones, let's see, reversal bar on the daily, just a spinning top. A little indecision. See if we can find any reversals. We got a tiny reversal here, a little hanging man, but not confirmed. With a double top now. We got an outside day on the hourly. Let's check it. Let's check it back. Check for any double tops coming in. As always. But I just see an hourly chart. I just see a 2-bar reversal, but it's above support, so this is an outside day. Dark cloud cover. That's about it. Still hanging 10 up there. I was noticing earlier that still, well, the S&P was down, and the Dow Jones just took off. So I was noticing another divergence in the pricing. So we'll see what happens. It's a little skewed lately. for most of the day, it was the second day in a row that the S&P was down and the Dow was up. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but it's definitely a divergence on the both of them there. No science behind it. It's just a little peculiar. Let's see. Looks like we had a top put in, but it bounced right off of support. And now we got a top range. Looks like it closed below. No, it did not. So it's still bullish, bouncing off that 8 on a daily for the Nasdaq. Little spinning top for the week so far. Tomorrow's the end of the week, and it was down today. Been hearing a lot of bad news about coal or oil, how it's too expensive to pull it out of the ground, and all these shale oil dealios. Way too expensive to pull it out of the ground, and we can't produce enough. But looks like you're closing below the 8 on a weekly so far. And can't really call it a top, but you got a either an inverted hammer or a falling star forming. A little hanging man here. If it was a top, I can't really say it's a top though, because it's at a bottom. So as always, the longer it takes to break out, the less momentum it has, and it loses it, and it falls over. In other words, the shorts start piling on. So we need a flat top break to cure all of that. Something outside of this pattern. So we'll still keep watching it, but I don't hear anything good about rising prices in the crude market, just because it's too expensive, and looks like production's down, and so is the usage. People aren't using as much. So we'll see how this falls apart or gets a new birth. But right now it looks lazy, and the lazier it gets, the more chances we have of it falling over. So it came up from the lows 28.50 or so, and it came all the way up to 57. So it's a nice run, no less. So we could use some retracements. Maybe it needs to gather its legs, come back into support in and around 50. It's got plenty of support on the way down. We got previous lows, and we got previous highs for support. Just a little lackluster, that's all. Coal. Dang it, coal. I was bullish on you. No chances. Looks like it's coming back into support one more time. Nice consolidation over the 8. Looks like one more pullback into support. Let's see how this pans out, but we still are perfectly at a double bottom now. See how we open tomorrow. A little bit more bullish or bearish on the 10-year Treasury. Looks like the Fed minutes came out and they want to raise interest rates a couple times this year. But quarter points don't seem like they're doing anything. But we got a 3-bar pattern bearish confirming over the top, over the 34, and the rest of the averages there. was bullish here, and then it closed down in, and then a continuation. So it broke down. Basically, that was the bearish retracement. Now it's allowing itself to go further down. Let's see if the pattern holds. It's getting close. It's likely to hold inside the pattern until the pattern comes into a tight little squeeze. So it's in a pattern. Trade outside the pattern. It looks like I got a hanging man perfectly situated right over the top there. The 8, that could be a hammer. And by the looks of this trade action, it looks like a hammer. See how that pans out tomorrow. Hammer's got to confirm on the upside. Looks like a 2-bar pattern on Shanghai. Not a reversal, but it came down into support and bounced. Still working off of this hammer here. Look for the flat top break. Let's see. Look for the flat top break coming in. Needs to get above previous highs, and then all you have is one more high to get through on the short term. But then we got I got gap resistance at 33.77, 3,500. Still bullish right off that weekly chart. Nice hammer right here. Confirmed, just hasn't stopped yet. Came across the averages, came back in on a nice little inverted hammer doji. Nice, that's just a perfect little doji right there. Inverted hammer. Let's go to gold. Gold picked up the pace, still below. Yeah, looks like it's still moving. Unless I'm late. No, I'm early. Still today's trading on gold and silver. Broke previous highs. I tweeted out and I posted in the TradeView message board the 60-minute. I called a reverse head and shoulders. So let's just draw that so everyone can see. I got a reverse head and shoulders here. And then that didn't work. So I got an even tighter one right here. Really tight, little squeeze bar right here. And it's kind of relaxed on that, and then boom, in the middle of the night, as always. Doesn't that suck? So when you wake up in the morning, all your stuff gaps up and it just sits there all day. It's beautiful. So you got to be in it before it moves. There's got to be a better system than that, because the regular people can't trade that stuff. Oop. Get out of there. Looks like on the 60-minute, it is trying once again. You can see the bust, breakout, and then you can see the 8 coming up. After each tick, it jumps and jumps and jumps. And then through time, price comes down and hits it. Now it hit it, now it's bouncing right off of it. So let's stay above the hourly so we don't retrace back into support again. And I think that would have to do a lot with the dollar too. If this decides to bump up on that daily chart after the bullish retracement, if this turns around tomorrow, I suspect that gold is going to come back down into support. So after the breakout, look for the pullback, buy into support. That is the perfect trade. Weekly, again, we got to get over that damn 34 simple moving average. Change this whole dynamic. And that 8 is crossing over that 13. Not much of a pullback into there, but I've seen dramatic moves before. Look for any kind of whipsaw, because resistance is still above us. We're still coming into resistance on gold. And another thing, I noticed some analysts put out yesterday that, let's see, that we have a head and shoulders top on a weekly chart. Now, I just want to not pick on that person, but let's hide everything that we got going on so that you can see it in a different perspective. They called a head and shoulders top where that's the right shoulder or left shoulder, and then they were calling this the right shoulder, and that's why we have resistance. Well, that's not true, because the head and shoulders top has only one shoulder, and that's up here. That's the head and shoulders top, and it did break down already. Now we're back into resistance. So I just wanted to say that analyst was wrong on head and shoulders top. That's not a top, that's a bottom. Second of all, and he's right, we do have resistance. We have resistance all the way across from previous lines of resistance, and we are at resistance. So he was right about that, but the head and shoulders pattern part was wrong, because you have a left shoulder and then the right shoulder and then the collapse, and that's what we already went through. So onwards and upwards. Let's get past resistance. What I have been pounding the table on ever since the breakout down here, we've got a bullish retracement. So there we go. That's just me. Oh, come on. Oh my God. Oh, what are we gonna do? There we go. Jeez. So we got resistance. We got resistance because we got previous lows and highs coming in on that 34. Watch the volatility coming across at 34. Always, that volatility across the 34 is violent. It's violent. Lots of volatility. Sometimes it gets rejected, sometimes it blows. So I'm looking for, I'm still anticipating some kind of a pullback. If this cannot get above this week, as close as we are at resistance, we don't want to close below on a weekly basis below resistance. So let's get above. Stop screwing around, get above here, consolidate here, get that left shoulder and then the right shoulder forming. Get a pop, consolidate, and then flat top break. Then we can make new highs for this year. We're almost there. We're almost there. And then that bullish retracement is very evident on the monthly chart. Crossed over, came back into support, made a high, came all the way back through where previous breaks in support are. whipsawed right across, busted through, and this is the time when everyone's like, oh yeah, it's going down to 700. It reversed, came back into resistance, popped over resistance, and now we got a heavy resistance coming in, and it's just a pop away, just a stone throw away. Almost there, almost. Silver, same thing. Silver's doing really good on that. That's just a beautiful little monthly chart on silver. I'm expecting silver to have some kind of a blow off. Possibly it might be next month. Blow off into resistance and then come down, and then for the third try, the perfect move would be the cross and then back into support and then the flat top break. But it's likely, with all the manipulation going on, I'm thinking it's going to hit resistance and back off just a little bit and try again, just like it's doing now on the short term. So we are definitely above. You can see the high here and then the stair step back into support and then the pop. And what bothers me is they do this in the middle of the night, so then you wake up in the morning and all your stuff is just gapped out of your way. I got resistance at 1850. If we can hit 1850 tomorrow, that would be sweet. That would be the bomb. Looks like we're crossing the 34. We need to get back into, we got previous high, previous lows. 1850 is the long term. 1850 is the key. 1850. Let's see. Oh, come on. Where's that? 1880. $18.50. It's at huge resistance, support, resistance. Let's get back above 1850. Almost there. Weekly's looking awesome. It's crossing over right now. So just like on gold, we want that right shoulder to pop that 34 and come back into support. Make that right shoulder short and sweet, short little cup. That'll be awesome. I'm ready. Looks like copper came down again. When are we going to get all three of them running together? This one's just falling apart. What is going on with copper? Such a good run. We got a falling star, so it is intact. Weekly so far is closing below the 34 or the 8. So it's losing support. Looks like a whipsaw right here. We got last lines of support before it falls into possibly all the way down to 250 to 240. Come on, copper. It's got to turn around sometime. GDX got rejected by the 34. And it's another thing that was funny today. Gold and silver are up, but all the miners were like stuck. I don't know what their problem was. I mean, silver crossed over 18 pretty swiftly. And gold was on a tear. And now we get these little rejections off of resistance. Maybe it's a leading indicator, but silver's above 34 now. I got a 3-bar pattern right over the 34 on a daily. So we got bullishness coming in today. But again, the weekly got rejected already. So what's going to happen? Is that just an indicator that it's going to come back in as support? Let's see. GDXJ. Let's clear out my crap. Came over the 34. Now it's balancing act on the 34 as the 8 is coming up to meet it. So let's see how that works out for tomorrow. And looks like a crush down, but now it's on its way back up. But a couple of things to notice is we got a lower high. We've got a bearish retracement back into resistance. It's inside that pattern. Not much of a pattern. It's pretty steep. But we are below 8 and 13. And right now it's closing on its highs today, but came into resistance. So look for that double back situation. As it crosses down, gets stuck below resistance and then has to come back down into support. It's in the pattern. We've got lower highs. It's got to fight resistance on the way up. Previous lows, previous highs. Got to take it out. Nugget. Looks like Nugget bounced off the 34 too. Almost a perfect hammer over the 34. And Nugget's way far away from the moving average 34. It's got to hold support with previous lows. So far it bounced right off of it. So let's see this thing just churn on a dime for tomorrow. Or for next week, this weekly chart. Same thing on JNUG. JNUG's doing good though. I'm just surprised that the miners didn't move as much with the gold and silver moving up. So the same thing as Nugget. Crossed at 13, came into 13, broke previous highs, made into previous lows, matched previous highs almost, came back down into support. It's got to hold support at dang. It's got to hold previous lows. Bitcoin is on a tear. Oh my God. Looks like Bitcoin has just broken out previous highs. It is above previous highs on a monthly. All right, so watch for the pullback now. Now that it's at above, I was looking forward to maybe getting stopped out at resistance, but it's blowing right through it. Slicing. It's kicking some ass. $45. It's nothing like a free market. Nothing like it. All we got is regulation. Here we have Bitcoin making new highs. Right, that's pretty badass. Make sure you get some Bitcoin. CLF took a dive, took a header. Hopefully it bounced. Came into support, it looks like. Closed below previous highs though. We get next line of support at 50% of the previous candle. So let's hold that line. Daily closing near its lows, coming all the way back into previous break. I got a gap at just below 10. Pretty nasty drop right there. Came into support. I was hoping previous highs were going to hold. Sliced right through that. You can see on the day, on the 5-minute chart, looks like it's consolidated nicely at the end of the day. So we might look at a little pop out of this tomorrow, unless it gets rejected here. But they pulled it back really, really hard, and whenever that happens, you get some kind of a bounce. So I got a nice hammer here on the 5-minute, 2 hammers, double bottom. I've got a little hammer on the close. Previous lows at 10.67 starting, so 10 cents away. Let's gap up into previous lows. I got a double top at 10.72. It's got to get back up of 11, where the first bounce hit. Nice hammer here, came into resistance and got rejected. Double top, double bottom. So let's take out that double bottom, get into previous lows, start this all over again. Look at that gap up and then down. Now you can see the bearish piercing pattern right there. The open up and then the close in. That's a bearish piercing pattern. And plus that first candle on the first hour encompassed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 hours of trading. So definitely bearish on the intraday. Still bullish on CLF though. This thing has not disappointed yet. That monthly, it looks like we're getting rejected into previous lows. Nice J curve. All right, I'm still bullish on this thing. Just like NAK when it went up forever, day after day after day. So it's just gathering its legs, I think. Little breakout, head fake, as they say. But they pulled it down really hard, so. And it has high volume for the month. Let's see what happened. Let's see the daily. So it came down on low volume. You can barely see that. I don't know why. Why is that? I'm not hiding it. There wasn't a huge amount of selling because you would see a breakout on the seller side. So it looks like it's just a little head fake, I guess. We'll see. Still bullish on that monthly chart. Monthly charts take forever. First majestic came across where it needed to. It was closing below and it came across. So good, good, good. Closed above previous low or previous highs. So now we got support. And that support is represented by the 34 SMA. Nice reverse head and shoulders. Huge pullback. So now a nice bounce off of that line. Held the line again. Good, good, good. URRE came down, closing a hammer for the day. Nice. UEC, not so good on the daily. Needs to churn. Came down into support on the weekly. Need a reversal bar on that to keep this thing going. NAK. Lots of speculation whether that's just a head fake. So far, they bring it down all the way back down into support. And another thing that pisses me off is last night they ran this thing up in the middle of the night, no one watching. Let's see if we can find it. I'm not sure if this is going to show it. I don't think it's going to show it. Last night it did exactly what it did today. Almost. The high last night was like maybe that's it. That's not it. I'll have to see my other one. I'll have to check my other charts. It was the after hours. I don't know if this is covering after hours. So anywho's, we got a double bottom on NAK. It gapped up, ran, came all the way. Look at that nice U right there. That's bullish. And then you can see on the gap up, and then that U. It's pretty powerful. I think it was up like 30% today, and it closed 18. Pretty nice. It's already primed for a bottom play. We got support now on the hourly chart. Now we got support after that big downturn. Looks like this thing's going to get real volatile. So let's get over the 8 on the 4 hour and keep building from that hourly chart. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. That's the start of a 3-bar reversal morning star. Let's see if it'll carry. Let's see if it'll follow through on the upside. 3-bar pattern right here, morning star. You don't see that very often. It's very rare. Pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. If that was a perfect reversal bar too, that would have been even better. But it has that inverted hammer action. It's just not perfect inverted hammer. We got resistance coming up on the upside. Let's get over 2 tomorrow. Let's see what happens. It's a mover. Let's see. I'm looking at sand. Looks like it didn't do what I wanted to today, but it was going to have a nicer churn than that. Oh, there it is. Got rejected. Had to come back down into support one more time. Looks like a bottom on sand. Let's see, what else was I following today? I bought into this today. I sold my hemp. I think the hemp play was just a one-day deal. But I got support here. I bought into support. Looking for a runner. I got a hammer on the close. That's pretty nice. I didn't notice that. And on the weekly, the bullish retracement's in. I got an inverted hammer here, so I need to get above those inverted hammer. I got a hammer here, and it came back down into support. So I got support off the hammer. I got an inverted hammer to take out, and then we can take out the long little trend line right there. So there we go. I'm a fan of the silver. There's lots of little silvers out there. So pick your poison. Let's see, let's see. GG, has it done anything yet? No, it's coming back into support. EXK is another silver. You got support riding over the 34. Do not know what these things are waiting for. They should have just exploded out of the blocks today. GPL, I'm still paper trading this from a long while ago, and I'm hoping to get a previous high break. I bought it into support. But unlike Bitcoin in a free market, this is probably going to get rejected and have to come back down into support. Let's go look at Bitcoin again. Damn, it's up another $4 since we spoke. Damn. Wish I was in a free market. Let's see. I think that's about it. It's pretty lackluster on the miners, as you probably noticed. But looks like the market's closed now. I'm still holding previous high breaks. Hopefully we can get into previous lows above that 34. That's the goal tomorrow. Need to get above that 34. Silver. Looks like it came down a little bit since we spoke last. Let's make sure we close above previous highs at least. Let's get above here, consolidate. Let's do it. We're almost there. That's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. Please share, comment. I guess I might be on that blacklist of fake news because of my titles of gold and silver. I guess gold and silver is now considered fake news. So, please share and like. I need you now more than ever. Follow me on Steam it at Rusty's Metals. And please upvote me over there, comment over there, tag me, whatever you got to do. If you follow me, I'll follow you. It looks like Natural News got like 140,000 links de-indexed on Google. Same with Alex Jones and his InfoWars. So whenever a liberal tells you that there's censorship on Trump's side, just remind them that Trump's not the real Nazi here. Censorship comes from the Nazis on the left, I guess now, the intolerant left. Quite a swing of ideology from 30 years ago, I guess. But anyways, I'll see you guys. Appreciate it.